It took me 2 years to understand one simple truth about life. You can't outsmart your biology or deep-seated nature. Attempting to fight against your physiological processing, betraying your personal standard and inner convictions. Body and soul will respond accordingly to these forms of misalignment without fail. Give in to your cravings for processed food and your body will respond with gut discomfort and inflammation. Blindly following societal norms versus trusting your own inner guidance, your soul will allow insecurity and a lack of self-worth to define your character. This way, your body and soul simply respond to the inputs you provide to them. You don't take care of your physical being, your physique will reflect that. Don't act in accordance with your heart and soul, your character will reflect that. That's why your physical and spiritual being remain relatively the same from birth. All humans possess the same anatomical and physiological structures for the most part. All humans are born with a unique genetic code that facilitates authenticity and individuality. Yet why is misalignment so prevalent then within our lives? Why do we constantly attempt to fight against our physical and spiritual being, knowing that it's been designed to serve us rather than inhibit us? Enter the mind. Although you can't outmaneuver your body and your soul, your mind can fall victim to adopting the false belief that you can. That's why you've likely experienced the following things time and time again. Convincing yourself to cheat on your diet when you've never felt healthier and more dialed in with your nutrition. Deliberating with your intuition to instead abide by common sense. Asking your true identity with a manufactured false projection of yourself. So the common thread across all of these is simply the mind's role within facilitating for these betrayals against your body and soul. By the nature of neuroplasticity, our thoughts are ever changing. Subjectivity dominates our mental state of being at all times. Conscious selves evolve not in accordance with our inner workings, but with our external world and our subjective perceptions of it, regardless of whether it aligns with who you are fundamentally. By the extent of physical and spiritual alignment is largely reliant on how mentally aligned you are towards that man you're striving to become, right? That highest version of yourself. So your body and soul already understand how to embody that version of you. The proper application and alignment of the mind, it's simply a matter of then just activating what already exists within you. True harmony across mind, body, and soul is really only achieved through experiencing that sovereignty within the mental realm. Learning to separate how you feel from how you act. Defining your own standards in relation to what the world may try to project onto you. So all this is to say, physical and spiritual health share the common quality of being completely independent to what you might believe may be the case when it comes to each of these aspects of your being. You might think you're training hard enough, eating right, sleeping well. But if your body isn't reciprocating through improvements across your physique, your digestion, and overall energy, you're objectively doing something wrong, bro. You may also think that you're acting in accordance with the man you're striving to become on a deeper level. Your identity is one in alignment with what it means to embody that version of yourself. Your lifestyle is grounded in authenticity and service towards God, family, community. Once again, if you still experience that quiet, subtle emptiness deep down, gut feeling that something isn't right despite how your life looks on paper, you're objectively doing something wrong, bro. Because your body and soul don't take into consideration your fleeting feelings, your momentary thoughts, your limiting beliefs. Simply reflect your current physical and spiritual state. So at any point where you feel that lack of both inner and outer transformation, physique plateauing, scale not moving, reality still feeling the same, identity stuck in old patterns, understand your body and soul are always giving you signals to start facilitating for that desirable change. Physically, it's your fatigue, stress levels, gut and metabolic health. Spiritually, it's leaning into what your heart and intuition compel you to do, even if it seems illogical. More often than not, we neglect these signals, convincing ourselves that somehow the world is against us. In reality, we've just simply neglected an acceptance of objectivity, instead fixating on what our minds subjectively perceive as correct and right. Because it's one thing to think you're taking the right action, but it's another to know you're moving the needle significantly every single day. It's only through attuning to your body and soul signals that you can achieve that knowingness. Conviction when it comes to how you can effectively shape your inner and outer being, cultivating both the spiritual maturity and physical presence. Seeing time and time again that conviction truly stems from just getting out of my own way and just respecting what my body and soul are clearly conveying to me. Not what my ego may tell me, not what my temporary thoughts or feelings may tell me, not what external forces and opinions may tell me, from the objective truth expressed within my physical and spiritual health. It's not to say that your mind is evil. It's just the fact that a lack of progress is nothing more than a rejection of truth. It's only via the mind that we stray further from not just the truth, but who we are fundamentally when it comes to our unique bodies and souls. So be wary of the mind's subjective nature. Cling on to the objectivity that naturally originates from body and soul. Embrace your biology and deep-seated nature naturally being geared towards alignment towards that highest self. Trust that your body and soul already know what needs to be done. Above all, protect your mind by aligning your thoughts with your actions and beliefs. Activate what is simply awaiting for your conscious approval. Mentally give yourself permission to realize the potential of your body and soul. Open the way for genuine, full-scale alignment towards that highest version of yourself. You, the 2.0. So for this video is actionable for alignment. I want you to reflect on this so you can actually apply it to your life. Do your thoughts actively encourage you to act in accordance with what your body and soul are signaling to you? Do you give your body rest when it needs it? Do you trust your soul when it speaks to you via your intuition? Do you regularly find yourself rejecting and neglecting these internal signals to instead satisfy the mind's dictates that likely stem from external influences? And as I mentioned, your physique and character are always reflecting this. So be 100% honest within answering this question relative to where you are physically and spiritually within your own journey. It's through that honesty that real change can then occur. And finally, allow your body and soul to shape you into the man you're striving to become. Aligning yourself both internally and externally just by simply getting out of your own way at times. Genuinely was a hard pill to swallow for myself. But since finally embracing the objective nature of body and soul and respecting and understanding that mental subjectivity and how it plays into my physical and spiritual health, I can have faith and trust that my biology and God are always carrying me closer towards that 2.0 self, even if my ego tries to convince me otherwise. So if this resonated at all or gave genuine, real value, we'll just be continuing to share more and more insights, not just within 365 Aligned, but just from my overarching journey these last 2 years within pursuing that 2.0 version of myself. Everything I've learned across health and fitness, mindset and personal development, and just spirituality and identity transformation within pursuing that new self. Paradigm shifts, the harsh truths, the overall alignment and misalignment I've experienced thus far. So if that aligns with your own pursuit of self-mastery, right, becoming that best version of yourself, you belong here, brother. So stay tuned for more episodes as part of this year-long identity transformation protocol. Absolutely getting after it and playing the game of life how it was always meant to be played until the end of 2026. So let's appreciate you for watching and making it this far. Remember to protect your mind alongside trusting your body and soul. As always, stay aligned.